Alright, Rich Van Tassel back with you here on Sunday, October 2nd, 2016, giving you the last of the game recaps from the earlier games. Of course, we have the Sunday night game as well. Again, it looks like that game in Tampa Bay is delayed with the Broncos up 27-7, so obviously some bad weather down there in Tampa Bay. Nothing I can do about that. We'll start here with the Cowboys defeating the 49ers 24-17. For the visiting Cowboys, Dak Prescott, again, no turnovers, 23 of 32, 245 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Ezekiel Elliott, 23 carries, 138 yards, that's 6 yards per rush. He had a touchdown. Alfred Morris chipped in 7 rushes for 34 yards, 4.9. Lucky Whitehead, an 8-yard carry. Cole Beasley had what's put as a 7-yard carry. It was a quick out pass, though, so it wasn't really that. Prescott, 5 carries, 3 yards, but he had a couple kneel downs. Altogether, 39 of 194, 5 yards per carry for the Cowboys. Cole Beasley, 3 catches for 66 yards. Jason Witten, 7 for 47. Terrence Williams, 4 for 44 and a touchdown. Bryce Butler, 5 for 41 and a touchdown. He had a big penalty in this game that really could have cost the Cowboys, but you see the obvious disbursement without Des Bryant. No fumbles. 1 sack for Tyrone Crawford. Morris Claiborne, we'll get into him later. He had an interception returned at 27 yards. Nothing really of note in the punter kick return games. Dan Bailey, 1 for 2 in his field goals. He missed an early one in this game. Blaine Gabbert for the 49ers, 16 of 23, 196 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Carlos Hyde running the ball, 15 carries, 74 yards, 4.9 yards per rush, and a touchdown. Blaine Gabbert, 12 for 27. Altogether, the team 29 of 106, 3.7 yards per rush, 1 touchdown. Jeremy Curley, 6 receptions, 88 yards, a touchdown. Garrett Selleck, 5 for 79. Quentin Patton, 1 for 13. It was only Curley and Selleck who caught more than 1 pass. A sack for Navarro Bowman, that was it. There was a half sack between Chris Davis and Ronald Blair. No interceptions, no fumbles either way for the 49ers. Phil Dawson made his only field goal. Now, in this game, the 49ers, as I said, as I expected, I almost predicted this game went to the T, except Dallas didn't get a field goal late to make it 27-17. I said the 49ers would come out, establish the lead early. I said 10 or 14 points. It was 14-0. Cowboys settled down. They got the benefit of what was a bad call on a roughing the passer. It was a bad call because the rule is bad. A lot of people would think, well, Prescott's still up. They didn't blow the whistle. Yeah, that's all part of it. To me, it looked like the guy launched himself, which he didn't do. It was just a bad call all the way around. As a Cowboy fan, I'll admit it. But I think it was more the refs trying to appease the rule there of the launching rule. But the Cowboys regrouped, settled it down before halftime, and outscored the 49ers 24-3 the rest of the game. They had that big turnover by Morris Claiborne. He was very good in this game, made a couple big tackles. The Cowboys' suspect secondary was actually very good in this game. Anthony Brown, the rookie, made a play. J.J. Wilcox made a big third down play. We saw Byron Jones make one right before they finished the game off on a third down, and of course San Francisco went for it on third down. It wasn't a case where the Cowboys were just dropping back, not getting pressure, but just in zone coverage, forcing Gabbert to throw after 6 seconds. They were making legitimate plays on the ball, which is good to see for them. For the 49ers, their offense looked good early, but after that, it was just a problem, and the Cowboys were able to control the clock. The 49ers stopped having rhythm, and this is what it is with Chip Kelly. This is the way the games are going to go with him. You may get out to big leads. You may sometimes win those games. Don't get me wrong, but you're just not controlling the ball enough. They were running the ball way too much. They were not able to find other receivers. They were forcing the ball. And Blaine Gabbert's not the best of quarterback, so I understand that, but tough one for the 49ers. All right, the Los Angeles Rams beating the Arizona Cardinals 17-13. Again, I was wrong about this one. I was expecting a blowout for the Cardinals. Case Keenum, he's not doing much, but he's doing enough. 18-30, 266 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Todd Gurley has been very pedestrian this season. 19 of 33. Case Keenum, 3 for 14, running the ball altogether 23 of 41. It's 1.8 yards per carry. Now, that does include a minus 6 yard rush by Tavon Austin. Kenny Britt, 4 receptions, 82 yards. Brian Quick, 2 for 69 and a touchdown. Eugene Sims and Josh Foster recovered fumbles. Case Keenum lost a fumble. They had 3 total sacks, 1.5 by Aaron Donald, One by Maurice Alexander and a half by Eugene Sims. Mark Barron, Tremaine Johnson, and TJ McDonald all had interceptions. Tavon Austin had a 47-yard punt return, was not taken for touchdown. Greg Zuerlein made his only field goal. The Arizona Cardinals, Carson Palmer, 23 of 36, 288 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was knocked out of this game. Drew Stanton came in, was not good. 4 of 11, 37 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Altogether, 3 interceptions, not good enough for the Arizona Cardinals. David Johnson, 17 carries, 83 yards. Chris Johnson, 6 for 34, altogether 25 of 118, 4.7 yards per rush. John Brown, a good receiving day, 10 receptions, 114 yards. Larry Fitzgerald, 5 for 62. Chandler Jones recovered a fumble. Carson Palmer and David Johnson both lost fumbles. A sack for Chandler Jones and Marcus Golson. No interceptions. And Chandler Cannizzaro made both of his field goals. The Cardinals, their offense is really struggling. The defense has not been terrible this year, but their offense has not come together, and that's very surprising, especially for Bruce Arians' coach team. I don't know what the deal is. This is now a division loss for them. They're really in a bad way. You know, we talked about the Panthers. Hey, I mean, the Panthers are dealing with some injuries. The Cardinals simply have not found it yet, so that's really a big problem. And, of course, now we have the New Orleans Saints and the San Diego Chargers. That game is actually still on. I'm a little surprised that game has not concluded yet. I'm actually checking it right now. It's 35-34 in favor of the Saints. It looks like they are going to run things out here, so we'll just give you a quick box score. 23 of 36 for Drew Brees. Mark Ingram, 18 of 57 running the ball. You have a couple kneel downs coming, so that's going to be it. Everything else is essentially there. 31 of 87 running the ball. There's going to be a couple more kneel downs, so it'll be a little less than that. So right around 2.8 yards per rush. 2 touchdowns running the ball for John Kuhn and 1 for Mark Ingram. 6 for 49 for Ingram in the receiving game. Michael Thomas 4 for 44 and a touchdown. Darryl Tapp and Nathan Stupar recovered fumbles. 3 sacks for the Saints. Nothing of note in the return games. And nothing really of note in the special teams games at all. No field goals attempted for the Saints. The San Diego Chargers. Phillip Rivers threw the ball a lot, of course. 28 of 42, 321 yards. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Melvin Gordon had 2 touchdowns, but on 19 carries for 36 yards. Not good enough. That's 1.9 yards per rush. Dontrell Inman, 7 carries, 7 receptions, 120 yards, a touchdown. Hunter Henry, 4 for 61 and a touchdown. Phillip Rivers fumbled twice, but recovered both of them. Travis Benjamin, Melvin Gordon both lost fumbles. 2 sacks. Adrian Phillips, Craig Meager had interceptions, or Craig Mager. 2 kick returns for 51 yards, which is over 25 yards per return for Dexter McClose. They're good there. Josh Lambo, 2 for 2 in his field goals. So the Saints getting a big win on the road. San Diego, hey, they actually had a shot to stay somewhat competitive at 1-2. This is a tough loss for them. The Saints, I didn't expect them to win this game, but a proud team. It doesn't surprise me with the veteran leadership that they have that they'd go on the road and be able to get a tough victory against a team that is not great. So hats off to the Saints for being professionals and going on the road to get this one and get their first win of the season. All right, so whether we do the Sunday night recap tonight or tomorrow, be sure to stay tuned for that, as well as the Monday night preview tomorrow night between the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants. Another great week of football. Hey, we're heading into week 5 next week, so we are just keeping it rolling now. NBA coming soon enough as well. So we'll see you tomorrow night, and have a good one. Thank you all so much.